The 2025 NBA Dunk Contest was one of the worst sporting events I've ever actually seen. And while it was really cool to take a trip down memory lane for the 25th anniversary of the 2000 Vince Carter Dunk Contest where he just threw down these crazy dunks, I immediately knew as soon as I tuned in to see how much they were leaning into it that the dunk contest was probably going to be horrible. And then I saw who was actually dunking in the contest, and while nothing against them, these guys are cool, but I generally don't care to see them dunk the ball. We've already seen all the dunks at this point, right? It's their ability to conjure up a reaction from the crowd to draw interest from us, the audience.
Are you not entertained?
But we want to see our favorite players get in front of the entire world while everyone's looking at them, just them on the court one at a time, not 10 people on the court playing each other. And we want to see them put together a set of dunks that wins us a contest. Kobe did it, Jordan did it, Vince Carter did it, Dr. J did it. And I have a video right here that you can watch that goes into much more detail on that whole subject. And tonight, the NBA Dunk Contest start was so bad that you saw Dr. J yawning. And when you don't have absolute rock stars, superstars, or at least all-stars competing in the dunk contest, the audience is not going to be as engaged, right? So you have to make sure you're capturing the energy and building as much as possible. Drink your water. And that seems to be a place where they failed tremendously. The introductions were so long and it took so much time for them to walk out there. And it's for people that they have no idea who they are. So again, you're just making them look cringe. I mean, again, no disrespect to the players. It's not their fault. But in the eyes of the people, they have to earn their right to be introduced like that. And obviously, yes, they put in so much work and yes, they deserve the right to be there. But we're not just talking about NBA level. We're talking about the NBA Dunk Contest. This is a Saturday night with the entire world watching. The best of the best should be involved in this. So when you have players taking a minute to a minute and a half walking out, the energy in the building just dies because first off, they're confused at who this person is. Secondly, the dunks that they're putting out there really aren't even that great. I mean, we're talking about tonight, the start of this contest was really difficult to watch. I had serious secondhand embarrassment. The amount of missed dunks, you could just feel the air leaving the stadium. And honestly, the players did a pretty good job for hiding how embarrassed they were, but you could absolutely tell from how quickly they were moving. You could just tell their anxiety was just at an all-time high level. And again, that's what happens when you have players who aren't used to being in the center spotlight. So not only are these guys not as talented as the greatest players in the league, they're also not used to being the reason why people are tuning in. When you know every single person is watching you as opposed to know they're watching LeBron or someone else on the court, it's a completely different deal. Trust me, I know, I'm an NBA player. Hit that subscription button. And to add another layer, I'm a YouTuber myself. I have the utmost respect for Jesser. How cool is that he can be there and be part of those judges? But you could see none of those other judges wanted anything to do with him, and he actually got booed. And I thought about what would I do if I was in his position? Would I care if I got booed? And I guess it would kind of obviously suck to have everyone booing at you because again, they don't know who you are. I'm just here doing my job. I got asked to do this and I'm here to do it. And the reality is people don't want to see a guy with 25 million subscribers. They would rather see that chair, that opportunity to judge, go to someone who's earned it within the basketball dunking community. But again, I get it. The NBA is going to be using as many platforms as possible to reach out and gain more audience members, and having someone from YouTube, I get it. It makes sense. And honestly, there were some really great dunks. Everything Mac McClung did was pretty insane. There's no doubt about that. The dude's a monster. That man was born to dunk the ball. As for Matas Buzelis and Andre Jackson Jr., I mean, they put on maybe the worst presentations I've ever seen on that stage. And especially with Andre, you could see as soon as he missed those first two dunks or so, you could just see in how twitchy his body language was. He was just, when you have anxiety, everyone's watching you, you start just moving different directions because you're nervous, you have anxiety. And it sucks to see that be the reason why we can't get good dunks. I mean, a lot of these people can do the dunks they're trying to do because they're obviously doing them because they've practiced doing them and completing them. But when it comes time to do it, they're too nervous to do it. And at the end of the day, we all lose because they look silly, they look dumb, they destroy their credibility in front of us, and then we're bored and we don't want to tune in next year because we thought, what the heck was that last year? But Stephen Castle and Mac McClung, I mean, they really did bring it this year. I mean, Mac McClung, every year, as I said, he's a monster. But Stephen Castle, some of those dunks were pretty nice. I mean, you had to really appreciate him putting it behind his back and dunking it like that. What Mac McClung was doing, his presentation, the three-peat, all of it. It was really funny seeing the interaction between Buzelis and Castle when they saw that T-Mac and Jesser were the only ones who voted 49, and you absolutely could tell what he messaged him, basically being like, I cannot believe that YouTuber just 49'd you. And Mac McClung thinking he's probably done. I mean, where does this leave the dunk contest? If he wasn't there tonight, this would have been horrible. I mean, it would have been embarrassing. In a time when the NBA is claiming that their ratings are just dwindling, this would have been very bad. This would have been a red alert. We might have to scrap the entire thing. And again, we can't lose the three-point contest. We can't lose the NBA dunk contest. We just have to get these players to care and put in the effort. And there was a moment where they were talking about NBA players like Zion and Ja Morant, being afraid to take on Mac McClung. And I thought they could have gone a step further and straight up said, these players, they can't beat Mac McClung. They're not good enough to beat him because he's truly bitter. I mean, I get what they're trying to do. You know, you're trying to make them think, oh, I'll beat him, but like, you got to go harder at them. Call them out. Straight up call them just bums compared to him. I mean, it's crazy to think that the NBA actually had a meeting with the players that said, hey, can you please try? Can you please try tomorrow so, you know, ratings aren't absolutely terrible? But I don't know. I just had to get on here and rant a little bit. I just cannot believe how just the NBA dunk contest really needs a revamp. It needs players that we know and that are superstars, and we need them to put on a show. We need to stop acting like it's some great, incredible gladiator show that it isn't anymore. I mean, these introductions and the halftime show, which, yeah, LiAngelo Ball, Jello Ball, yeah, you killed it swerving, baby. I respect it, but again, they're doing too much for an event that just doesn't deserve it anymore. When the three-point contest is more impressive and more entertaining than the dunk contest, you've got to rethink who's participating in your dunk contest. All right, that's enough yapping for today. Almost every one of my channel's viewers is not subscribed to the channel. Do me a huge favor and hit that subscription button. We're trying to get monetized. My dog and I. And if you enjoyed this video, think about watching either of these videos that's on the screen. Go out there and do something great.